Legal framework of on energy in India, it consists of the Energy Conservation Act of 2001, National Action Plan for the Climate Change of 2008, Electricity Act of 2003, Coal Mines Conservation and Development Act of 1974, the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act of 1957, and the a little I would not say that this act has major role to play in the in energy legal framework, but then this act also has a little bearing, and that is the Mines Act of 1952. Energy Conservation Act of 2001 tries to promote energy efficiency in the commercial sector, which is the largest user of energy. The act also refers to the creation of Bureau of Energy Efficiency. This act makes applicable standards and labeling which need to be followed for the energy, and this act also attempts to codify the energy consumption norms, energy use reporting requirements for energy intensive industrial units. Energy conservation building code is also made by the Energy Conservation Act for the commercial purposes, and this act also certifies energy managers and auditors. The National Action Plan for Climate Change of 2008, it was released on 30th of June in 2008. It effectively pulls together a number of government's existing national plans on water, renewable energy, energy efficiency, agriculture and other into a set of 8 missions. This National Action Plan works has categorized its scheme in 8 different spheres and has provisioned these 8 different spheres in a detailed manner. This action plan also emphasizes on the overriding priority of maintaining high economic growth rates to raise living standards. The plan identifies measures that promote development objectives while also yielding co-benefits for addressing climate change effectively. The Electricity Act of 2003. The Electricity Act of 2003 is the very important act which has till now been dealing with the energy conservation and preservation in India. The preamble of the act talks about the generation, transfer and modification of the electric power. The act until now all renewable energy activities in India have been carried under this particular act. However, this act was created in an era when the renewable energy was not very much in practice, and therefore this act was needed change to feeling that need to change. The government of India has made amendments in this act in 2003 itself, in the same year when this act was passed, and in 2007 one more amendment was made in the act. Electricity Amendment Bill 2014 was introduced in the Lok Sabha to meet the renewable energy demands. However, this act has not been passed because of various factors. This amendment bill, it attempts to include the renewable energy sources within the ambit of Electricity Act of 2003. Further, we have this Coal Mines Conservation and Development Act of 1974. The act directs the owners of the coal mines to conserve coal. Besides this, the act provides for imposition of excise duty and customs duty. The act also says that the central government has the power to levy and collect excise duty on all coal raised and dispatched and on all coke manufactured and dispatched. This act was also needed to be changed, and for that matter Coal Mines Conservation and Development Amendment Bill was introduced in 2012, which has not been passed. the bill tries to amend the amount of excise duty that can be imposed at a maximum of rupees 50 per ton. Earlier it was only rupees 10 per ton. The next we have the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act of 1957. The act attempts to regulate the mining sector in India and specifies the requirement for obtaining and granting the mining license for mining operations. The act also says that a person could acquire one mining lease for a maximum area of 10 square kilometer. However, for the development of any mineral, the central government could permit the person to acquire one or more licenses or lease covering additional area. So, what this act did, it used to provide one or more licenses to the person. However, the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2015 was introduced in the Lok Sabha on 24th of February in 2015. The bill attempts to allow the central government to increase the area limits of mining and not to provide the additional leases to the persons. The Mines Act of 1952, it came into force on 1st of July 1952. Act came into existence solely for the safety and health and welfare of workers working in the mines, feeling that renewable energy sources can be a better option for the climate change and a better option for the non-renewable energy sources. In October 2014, and to better deal with, in October 2014, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy had constituted an expert committee to provide a draft Renewable Energy Act. It broadly proposes provisions for the institutional structure, support ecosystem, economic and financial framework, constitution and operation of national and state level funds to support achieving the objectives of this act. This act is likely to have impact on all the renewable energy sources which are which at present time being dealt with different other laws.